Hello everyone, I am back to share my projects that I've completed with my crocheting, and I have one knitted project that I used a knitting loom with to share. I also have some stitch markers that I made. So these are the items I completed in January, and I've already have some items completed for February, but I'm going to hold off on those till I have a few more items to show. So, for my knitting, I did a snake scarf for my son in blue red heart yarn. And if you saw my yarn stash, you know that I'm trying to use up a lot of the yarn that I've accumulated and have had for a while, and this blue was one of them. And I was also following Silly Fru's challenge knit along that she's doing for the year. So every month she chooses a color, and then you knit something using that color that's in your stash already. So January was the color blue, so I picked this blue yarn. And this is a very, very long scarf. This is using a knitting loom that had 24 pegs on it. So this is folded in half right here. And if you watch my hauls, you know that at one point I picked up some little eyes, some green little eyes. And here's those little eyes. I put little eyes on here for a little snake face, and then I crocheted a little tongue and sealed this up like a little face. And then here's the end of its tail. So there is the scarf, and there you can see how the knitting, when you knit something, it looks like a braid. Stitches kind of look like braids. So this one's my knitted item. For crochet, I did some washcloths. These, let me see, these measure, about 10. Let's see. 10.5 by 10.5. And I used the Granny square to make the washcloths. And I got the idea and the design of this from Knit and Purl Jam. I believe that's her YouTube name. She had done a video, I think, around Christmas time last year to show some quick projects you can do to gift to people that were unexpected for Christmas and you needed a gift quickly. So she shared this washcloth, where you do a certain color in the center, and then you do the rest of it in white, and it turns out really pretty. So I did 2 of them in the white, and I believe this variegated color is called Country Stripes. And there's some blue, white, and green, yellow in there. So I did 2 of them just like this. And I did 2 of them in red and white, except I did the red on the outside rather than the inside. So I did 2 of those. And then the other crocheted project is 2 projects that go together. My father-in-law is I can't remember the football team. The Packers, Green Bay Packers. is his football team, so I made him a hat in the green, white, and yellow. So, which this, it looks really long, but it's meant to be folded up like that. So I made the hat and made him a blanket to go with it. He's going through chemo right now, and so is my husband. So with my husband, I know that he gets really cold. He can't retain heat. And so I thought I would make my father-in-law a blanket since he's going through chemo as well. So here is his blanket. And it's folded in half because it's very big. Throw that over my shoulder. So I did a pretty wide band of green here. And then I did the one yellow stripe here, and then two red, or two white, and then 2, 4, 6 rows of green. And then that was the pattern that I did throughout the blanket. In the blanket, it actually goes this way. And I believe it was 22 rows of green at the bottom and at the top, and then 2 rows of white, 1 row of yellow, 6 rows of green, and then that followed the pattern all the way back up to doing the 22 rows of green. And then I just did a single crochet all the way around the blanket to do the border in the yellow. So that was a big project. I'm not sure how big this blanket is. To me, it's a normal size throw. If you have a love seat, a 2-seat couch, the width of this blanket is about the width of a two-seated couch. So this is about 4.5 feet long, I think. And I don't know. Trying to measure it with a ruler. It's not quite working for me. But let me see. There's 10, 20, 30, 40, 46 inches. Yeah, 46 inches. It seemed a rough estimate of 46 inches wide. But there you go. That is the blanket I did for my father-in-law, and his hat, and there's the hat, and there's the dishcloths, and the snake scarf. And I forgot to share my stitch markers that I made. I made some, this one's extremely long, but it's cute though. I used a lobster clasp to use on the needle. But there it is. And this one has a little flower charm, some little leaves there, and a little rose. and then the big bead on the bottom. There's that one. Here's another one, pretty similar, except this one is in gray. And it only has one little rose charm there. And then it just has these little teardrop beads here. So, there's that one. Here's this one. This one is purple, has a purple bead. You have to put it in the light to tell, but it is purple, and then it has this black metal piece that has flowers on it. And then it has this little cross charm. Then I made some smaller ones that would be less in your way. So here's this one. It has those little teardrop shaped beads on the bottom. Here's this one. Has a little rose and a little flower charm. Then a little teardrop and this leaf at the bottom. And then here's this one. It has a little mirror as a charm. And then here's these little pink ones. It has a heart. This one has a little heart on it. Let's see. This one has a cross. And this one has another rose. And another one that has a little heart and little flowers. And the last two are the same, but they're pretty. So I made two of these. And those are my little charms that I made to use as stitch markers. I know the lobster clasp is kind of small, but it would fit the smaller size needles that you would use to probably make some shawls when you're using very thin yarn. So I did buy some earring things that have a bigger opening so they can be used on bigger needles, and I'm going to make some stitch markers with those as well. So that is my share for today, and I probably will do another video with the crocheted and knitted projects before February is over, because there's a few things that I'm going to make that are going to be sent out as gifts this month, and I would like to show those before I send them out. So there'll probably be 2 videos for February's projects. The Silly Frou chose pink or red for February of yarn, so I have started another snake scarf for my daughter, and it's a variegated yarn, but it does have plenty of pink in it, so I am doing that as my project for this month. Well, I am doing that for the project of this month, but I probably will, I might come across some other pink yarn and do, or red, and do some more, another project before the month is over with the pink or red colors as well, to keep going along with her knit along. So thank you so much for watching, and thank you for commenting, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.